How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Right, everyone's buzzing about who to get in for game week 1, but let's flip the script. Picking the wrong bloke can sink your rank before you've even locked in your armband. So today, we're talking landmines. Overpriced hype, rotation roulette, the whole lot. Buckle up, because some of these names might sting a bit. Don't shoot the messenger, alright? Here's the rogues gallery then. 8 names that might look shiny on paper but come with more red flags than a dodgy Trade Me listing. Some are too risky, some are just not worth the price, and 1 or 2, well, you'll see. Let's dive in. First up then, Bruno went up in price, and somehow, no one asked why. Look, I know the bloke takes pens, and I'm not ignoring that, but penalties alone don't justify 9 mil, when you've just come off a season flatter than a pint of Speets left in the sun. The eye test? Meh. The numbers? Even meh. One decent fixture in the first 5, and United right now couldn't break down a budget supermarket back four. And let's not even talk about Amarim's system. Half the time, it looks like it was drawn up in a pub on a napkin. Bruno's a luxury pick with no form, no fire, and a fixture list that looks like a trap. At that price, you're paying for past vibes, and even those are fading. Might have gotten 2 goals against West Ham the other day, but come on. Now here's a spicy one. Brian Mbeumo, now a Manchester United player. And naturally, the hype train's chugging along like it's full steam to green arrows. But let's pump the brakes, yeah? Sure, he had 20 goals last season. Solid. But 5 of them were pens. And guess what? At United, Bruno's still clutching that ball tighter than a toddler with their blankie. No more freebies from the spot. Worse yet, in a side still figuring itself out tactically, Brian could be shuffled anywhere across the front or even deeper when needed. That versatility? FPL poison. Unpredictable minutes, erratic output, and plenty of other mouths to feed. You're not buying the Brentford talisman anymore. You're buying United's probably first choice winger, maybe rotated midfielder, and if that doesn't scream wait and see, I don't know what does. In short, don't fall in love with last year's numbers. It's a different team, different role, and potentially a different Brian altogether. Ah yes, Omar Marmoush. Signed in January, bags a couple of goals, and suddenly priced at 8.5 million like he's been carrying City on his back for years. Let's be real. Yes, there's potential. But potential doesn't mean points. Especially not in Pep's midfield meat grinder. You're spending 8.5 on a bloke who might start, might come on for 12 minutes, or might be deep in the stands working on his Duolingo Spanish course. And what's his role next to Haaland anyway? Second striker? False winger? Pep's new overlapping 9.5 hybrid? No one knows, not even Pep. At that price, you need stability, and Omar isn't that guy. Save yourself the headache. There are safer, cheaper options who don't come with a weekly existential crisis about team sheets. Every year we do this. We get excited. This is the year Foden goes full beast mode, they say. And every year, what do we get? Cameos, blanks, and pep roulette straight to heartbreak. Last season was rough. Minutes all over the show. Output flatter than a cancelled barbecue. And lately, he's looked like a player searching for confidence, not someone you drop 8.0 mil on in FPL. Sure, we've seen glimpses, but glimpses don't win mini-leagues. Consistency does. Until he starts banging again, not just in Carabao Cup games, I'm not touching him. So unless Pep swears a blood oath to play him every match, and we both know that's not happening, Foden's a no-go from me. Alright, over to a couple of new signings. Noni Madueke, big move to Arsenal, and yeah, I reckon he probably starts more often than not. He's electric, proper direct, and he's got that swagger you want from a wide man. But before you rush him into your squad like it's Boxing Day at the warehouse, let's take a breath. It's still a new system, new teammates, and let's be real, Arteta doesn't exactly hand out freedom passes. If you're not 100% on the page, you're getting hooked faster than a cheap tradie drill. Consistency is also the big question mark. He's got the skill to ruin a fullback's week, but does he do it game in, game out? That's what we're yet to see, especially at 7 million when there are safer picks around the same price. So yeah, exciting? Sure. Worth watching? Absolutely. But for game week 1, maybe give it a week or two, unless you enjoy living on the edge, like it's FPL roulette. Elanga to Newcastle. I mean, fair play to him, but let's call a spade here. 6 goals and 11 assists last season, not bad, but also not exactly scream it from the rooftops territory either. The lad's got pace, sure, but that Newcastle midfield is stacked like a late-night kebab. Gordon, Barnes, Willock, Isaac dropping deep, and now Elanga's supposed to thrive in all that chaos? You're banking on adaptation, consistency, and hope, and for 7 million, I'd rather chuck 0.5 less on Iwobi and use the extra on something that's not a gamble wrapped in an energy drink. Look, if he explodes, fair play, but I'd rather miss the first rocket and hop on once it's flying. He's just not week 1 material for me, even though he bagged a goal in pre-season against Arsenal. Now let's talk about the Bundesliga darling, Florian Wirtz. Signed for Liverpool, massive hype. Talent's not in question. This kid's got sauce for days. 10 goals, 13 assists last season, averaging 69 minutes a match. On paper, he's the next big thing. But guess what? The Prem isn't paper. It's elbows, high lines, and Bournemouth away on a rainy Wednesday. And at 8.5 million, that's a premium price for someone still finding his boots in England. Now add in the 36.5% ownership, people piling in like he's already player of the year. That's not a differential, that's a lemming parade. And if he blanks a couple times early doors, that value plummets faster than an NFT in 2022. Might he smash it? Sure. But I'd rather see some minutes and rhythm first, not just spreadsheet dreams. One to watch, not to start. And there you have it. 8 names you might want to leave on the shelf for game week 1. If any of them go in whole now, don't come crying to me. I warned you, plain and simple. Drop a like if you've already rage transed one of these lads mid-video. Subscribe if you're keen on getting your team sorted without having to scroll through 37 threads on X written by blokes called FPL Dave. Catch you next time.